Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Hey, I didn't even know whether I was going to get a video up this weekend or not. It's just been so hot here, and there's just along with the heat, we've got the smoke. Most of the west is on fire, and I'm actually going to use that to my advantage a little bit this morning because usually the sun starts coming in my garage door here, and right now the smoke is blocking that sun a little bit, so I've got a reprieve for a little bit. So I thought I'd go ahead and kind of introduce this bike. I know you've seen it in the last few videos sitting here. I got it out. I was getting ready to start on it, uh, I don't know, gosh, probably almost a month ago. And I've just, with the heat and other projects, I've been trying to do the other projects, especially the ones that are for somebody else, trying to get caught up on those. So I've just kind of let this set here. I haven't done anything to it since I brought it in. I bought this bike about 10 years ago, 9 or 10, and it wouldn't run when I got it, and it made a lot of noise when you kicked it over. And I really thought it was probably a crankshaft or something, and I, I pulled off the timing cover or the mag cover, and somebody had been in there and they just left the armature loose. So first time I kicked it over, it fell off and it was just rattling around in there. And I just really don't know what's wrong with this thing. I did put it back together, and I think I cleaned the carburetors, a few other things, and it just seems like it doesn't run. It runs on both sides, but it doesn't run well on this side, I think. Uh, what I have done is I've get it running. I get the my little heat gun and start checking the temperature on it. And this one's quite a bit lower than the other side, so it's firing, but it's just not firing every time or as good as the other side. So we're going to go through some troubleshooting on this, and it's not going to all happen in one video. It's probably going to be an ongoing thing, but we're going to get started on it. But first thing I'm going to do is just kind of give you a once over so you can kind of take a peek at it. I believe it is a 68 Yamaha YAS1C, and the C denotes the high pipes. So if it didn't have the C, it'd be the low pipe version. I think that's how it works. So let me get you handheld and we'll take a look at this thing, and then we'll see if we can get it running, and you can tell for yourself that it's just not firing on both sides as it should be. Okay, let's start here on the front. This is really a really nice survivor. It really needs and deserves to be gotten going and enjoyed. So there's just a little bit of road rash here on the front fender. Not bad for one this old. And the forks are leaking a little bit. I noticed some oil down there. And let's see, what's this thing got on it? 6755. That's par for the course, really, for a street bike. A lot of them would be more. This has got the key up here in the headlight, and I did put a battery in it so we could do this. I've got batteries of this type for many that I deal with, so I like those Motobat, the gel batteries. They last a lot longer than those lead acid ones. But I always thought these were really a sweet looking little bike, and they ran very good. I didn't have one of these, but I had a buddy that had a 180 high pipe version, and man, that thing would really run. And I actually do have a 200 high pipe version, the CS3C, I think it is, and it will be eventually coming into. It's not near as good a shape as this one. This being a 68, and I believe the 200 is a 1970. So it's just looking pretty good. I really think, and I don't remember, but I think I put a seat cover on this one. I got it in many years ago, like I said, and it was just not running right, and I had other things I had to get done, so I didn't want to pursue it at that time. But we're going to see what we can get done on it here now. And we've still got other projects going. I've still got to make a pipe for the Yamaha 250, and we've still got RM 250 build that we've got to get back on. And I've got the Kawasaki. I've got the engine built for it, and I need to get the frame in here. It's pretty well, the frame is pretty well put together. We just need to get the engine in and probably do some wiring. I can't really remember. Just got a lot of projects. The flat tracker, I've been making some progress on that, and we'll be seeing a video up on some updates on that pretty soon. I've still got the 125 AT1 that I'm working on for a customer. I've got to get it in the boring machine, and we'll go ahead and get that bored up and get it together. And of course, 360 we've got to bore also. But you can see we've just got a lot of projects. Oh, don't forget the HS1. We've built the crankshaft for that, so we'll be getting to that. But I do want to get Dave's motor put back together there for his 125 Yamaha. But right now, we're going to see if we can get this thing running, and just see what the deal is. Maybe we'll check some timing, some points, and carburation, fuel flow, that sort of thing, and just see what's going on with it. I'm just going to go ahead and pull the plugs out, and we'll check our spark. I just want to let you guys, I can tell you that, well, back then I had spark. I just couldn't get it to run very good on one side. And I did some stuff to it, but I really can't remember what all I did do to it. So that's kind of I probably should have made some notes or something, but I didn't do it. I probably didn't think that I would be on a hiatus with it for 9 or 10 years. Okay, let me get the key on here, and let's kick her over. Yep, as you can see, we've got pretty decent fire on both sides. This is the left, and this is the side that I'm having trouble with, I believe. You know, who knows, it may not be spark. That looks good to me. Okay, since we've got these plugs out, go ahead and get a compression reading. You know, if you've been watching me any time at all, you know, I rarely take compression readings. 2 strokes, it just is not a big player on. You can just usually feel it, and it's just kind of not a big deal, but I just want to go ahead and do this since we're here. And you know, it's just not my thing to go around taking compression reading and everything. I'm going to go ahead and hold the throttle open, and we'll kick this over. Okay, I got looks like about 95 to 100, something like that. Should run there. Especially if the other side is about the same, you know, You know, it'd be better if it was 110, 120, but that's what we've got. Okay, same thing here. Hold throttle open. 95 to 100, something like that. So we're consistent. Okay, I've got the plugs back in. One reason I don't put a lot into compression readings on a two-stroke. Number one, it's really hard to even find a factory manual that even tells you what the compression should be. They just don't do it. And like I said, in my opinion, you know, if you can feel the compression, it's probably going to run. I had one not too long ago, probably in the last year. You probably remember the kind of a painted up black, just nasty 120, 175 Yamaha I got. It had all the seals blown out of it, and it was running about 30 pounds of compression, and it ran with the seal halfway out on the mag side. You know, so these things they're very they will just take a lot of beating and still run. And I just think that you know, if you got 100 pounds of compression, or you know, it depends too. These pistons are pretty small. You know, I think probably that's a pretty good compression reading, really. 95 basically on both sides. I just really do. Okay, let's get some petro in it. Oh boy, that's going to make a mess. Let me get a funnel. Okay, this is not pre-mixed, just straight gas. I'm sure that when I was messing with it before, it was I put pre-mix in it to make sure the pump was working and all that. So we'll just keep an eye on how much it smokes. Oh wow, that tank really looks good. Let me get you down there and take a peek at it. Looks really good there on top and off to the side. You see just a little bit of maybe some surface rust back there. This looks real good. Okay, I just want to do a little fuel flow here. Got the same length of hose and two separate graduated cups here. Let's just see. A lot of times twins, if you're not getting the same amount of fuel flow, you can have an issue. Oh, and I'm seeing a problem there right now. See how this one's filling up? This one's not doing anything. Huh. There's more gas in it than what I put in it. You can see here that this is kind of yellow. I probably should have just pulled it out. That's probably been in there that long. But that being said, still not getting anything there and nothing there, and I'm on the on position. So I have to go to reserve. There, I'm getting some. See, now this one's flowing. I bet it's because it's taking the path of least resistance here. I'm going to have them both hooked up. At least we know there's fuel coming out of both of them. So let me hook them back up. Yeah, I think that's what it is. See, I'm going to go ahead and drain this, but I'm not getting the flow to the other side that I'm getting here because this is, I think, such a free flower. But I will take this, well, I don't know that really matters because they both are filtered through there. We'll just try to run it first and see what we end up with. But I'm going to get all this old gas out and then put some fresh stuff in. Just well start without a lot of disabilities here. Here before I dump this in my pickup, but you know, I just see a couple little specks of something in the bottom of this one. This was the first one, and nothing in this one. So I think there's probably about this much more in there. It probably had close to a gallon. This 2 quarts here. So let me go dump this and see what else I come up with. Switched pipes around, so I'm drawing out of the back pipe now instead of the front one. So it's flowing just as good. I guess it just has something to do with equalization or something when we've got them both disconnected. There's going to be one that flows better than the other. One, so it had about 3/4 of a gallon in it, and that looks good too, except for the color. Smells a little old, but my pickup will burn it just fine. Stuff. Let me throw a couple of these in the tank and we'll get on with it. Hey guys, turn the key on here. Let's go to there's the lights. Got a good strong battery in there. Okay, click it back and get the choke on. That should do it. Oh, I gotta turn the gas on though. Had fuel running down both pipes. Makes a difference. Something going on the right side. Back on, it runs better. You hit the gas and it just won't take it. You turn the choke on and it is better. So my thought is probably carburation, probably the pilot jet on this side. That would be my first guess, I think, because when you do get it to take it, it seems like it's firing on all of them, but when you're trying to get off idle, it is not wanting to go. So it sounds like carburation to me, but you know, it can be a myriad of other issues. But I think that's where we're going to look first. Okay, I've got the fuel turned off, and I'm going to go ahead. These high pipes really look great, but they make it a little more difficult to try to get in here. Just, you know, is it worth it? It is to me, because I think they just look so good. But I'm going to go ahead and get the air cleaners off, and then we'll see about if we can get the carburetors off. It just seems more like carburation to me. Could be wrong though. Because, you know, we had good fire, but that doesn't always mean that it's firing under compression either. Well, maybe I can get that washer after I get those carburetors out of there. All right. Okay, got them off here and got them on the bench. This is the one in question, but we're going to take them both apart. First thing I want to do is pull the bowl off and see how much fuel is in each one, just so I know and can put my mind to rest that we're getting the correct fuel flow to each carburetor. So let me go ahead and get them off. Okay, I see a difference, but what I'm seeing is the one in question is a little bit higher, the float level is. So we've probably got some float problems, and I'm seeing some particles floating around in here. right down in here. Oh, and there's a big one. I don't know that I took the carburetors off this. I bet I did. It's just been a while. I probably need to get some filters on that. There's a lot of debris in this one here. So I'm betting that is probably the issue, but we don't know. So I'll go ahead and start disassembly on these, and we'll just make a note that we think we need to adjust the flow levels because we don't know which one's right. And one thing we need to do is we'll check the floats to make sure that there's we don't have any gas in them, you know, whether they're leaking or not. You can get this choke removed. They just don't like to set right with that sticking in there like that. There, much better. Sounds okay. I believe I can use a bigger one on that. I was kind of surprised. I always like to use the biggest one I can get in there. These gunsmithing screwdrivers, hollow ground. That way you've got the widest point all the way across this way and this way. Best way to go on pilot jets. No use messing them up. Okay, that's the one in question. Let's see if I can see anything. I'm not seeing anything through that thing. You probably couldn't if you with that shining in your eyes, but I don't believe I see anything. So that's probably an issue. So we'll go ahead and make sure we clean these up good. Yeah, no doubt you can see through that one. A lot bigger hole though. Okay, I had 1.5 on my slide stop, and we'll see what the air is here. There's 1.5, 2, almost 2.5. I don't think that's right. There we go. So this one's pretty well stripped. So we'll be getting some carburetor cleaner on that, and then we'll get it in the ultrasonic cleaner. take a peek at this one while we've got it. No, nothing there. These are 95 main jets. I'm going to go through the book, the IPB, and see what this is all supposed to be. Now, always make the best shot possible when you're removing these pilot jets. If you've ever had to drill one out or something like that, it's not fun. Yeah, see, I can see through that one. You probably can't, but you might be able to. But I can see through it. Not possible with the other one, so that's probably the majority of our problem on the side that's not running right. Let me go ahead and finish these up. All right, I think we've got these cleaned up pretty good. When you're setting these floats, they want you to check it from the top of the float here to the base without the gasket on it. And I would say not on top of the ridge, but that's just me. It's not clear in the book. But what you want to do is, since there's a spring on that needle, you want to set this at kind of an angle so that there's no real pressure pushing down on the spring. Just kind of set it where like this so it's not any pressure on it. And the setting is 22.5 millimeters. So I believe I just about got it there. Now this one was okay. Yeah, it's a little off. The other side, the float was kind of twisted. I think that's okay. It's off a little on this side, a little lower. We're going to leave that one. This one was extremely bad, and it was twisted right in here. So I did quite a bit of straightening before I went to check the float. And this one actually is a little closer than the other one. But that should be good. That's, I mean, it's kind of like the hand grenades and nuclear weapons thing. Just close is good. So I'm going to go ahead and get the bowls on these, and then we're going to go over and put some filters on, put these back on, and see what it'll do. Okay, let's go put them on. Oh, guess I got the wrong one. We'll hit the wrench drawer again. Okay, should be good there. Okay, I got these on, and again, they are on right. You probably can't see it, but there's an arrow right here, and it's pointing this way. So that should be the direction of flow. Well, just the manufacturer, I guess. I agree with everybody that it looks like it ought to go the other way, but that's not the way it is. Okay. I think we're all hooked up here, so let's run some fuel. There it goes. Like it ran about the same both ways, and I don't see any leaking, so our floats at least aren't too high. Okay. All right, let's see if it made any difference. I'm not going to put the air cleaners back on just yet. Go ahead and choke it. Raise the idle a quarter of a turn. Seems better. Get a little smoky. Seems like it's running a little better. Sorry, keep coming loose there. Alright, let's go the other way. Back where it was. Corner. It's better. They said 1 1/4 or 1 3/4 on the air jets. I tried it at 2, and I went back to 1 3/4 and went to 1 1/2. Seems a little better. There's still a little bog. What I want to try now is to see what our temperature is on these pipes. Try this one over here. About 132. 177, 180. We're still not running right on this side. Yeah, about 40 degrees. You know, it's probably not going to be the same, but it ought to be pretty close. It's better, but it's still not like it ought to be. I can actually feel a little heat coming out of this one, and nothing really there. I don't know whether, I'm sure this will pick it up. About 97 degrees right there on the screw. And about 110 on this side, so it's a little warmer at the back, but there's quite a bit of difference at the front. I'm sure that there's a lot of oil here because it hadn't been burning right, so that will eventually clear up. But what I think I'm going to do first is I'm going to try a new plug on this side and see where that takes us. almost like it's not getting enough fuel. I could put my hand over the air horn. I'm kind of got my fingers split. $139, 203, 204. Yeah. Got a 150 there now. I don't know. It's better. Still not right. Still, it just, you can hear it. It's not quite a steady fire. It's a misfire. This side's nice and smooth. You get a hit every stroke. This one maybe every other stroke. It's definitely cooler. You feel some heat here. No heat here. And you can see, I think, a lot more oil there. Let me get you down there. See, a lot oilier. This one looks pretty dry, actually. Of course, granted, it's been misfiring over here, so it needs to clean out some. Now, we're not firing as hot over here on this side. It's better, but still not right. Okay, guys, you know, I just don't know at this point. It just isn't running close to the same heat. You know, if it was off 10 degrees or something, it wouldn't bother me, but it's trying to tell me something. And I think the next thing that we'll do is take a peek at the points and condensers and all that stuff. I think that I'd replaced one condenser and probably both sets of points, but I couldn't get the condenser the last time. And the why I think that is because I've got a box with some of these parts in it, and I've got one new condenser. So I think we'll be changing that out if that's the case, and going ahead and check the points, the timing, and we'll go from there. One other thing that I have done on this is I have I've swapped the coils from side to side, and I have changed out the caps, the spark plug caps. I've gone to non-resistor, brand new caps on those, and the wire. So I'm relatively sure that we're okay in the coil, wire, and cap department. I changed out that plug. you know, I don't know, it probably really didn't make any difference. I want to think that it maybe did, but I'm not sure. Probably cleaned it up a little bit. But you can definitely notice uh, it's warmer here. Of course, it's not going to be hot back here, but it's warmer than it is on the other side, and you still got all that oil over there. But granted, it's been running like this for a long time, so it's probably going to take a long time to clean all that up. Some road time probably. But I think that's where we'll go in the next video, is we'll get into the side and make sure everything's working okay over here, and uh, maybe pull the exhaust off and look in that. There's many things that it could be yet, so we'll see what we can do next trip. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Get into here and see if anything's amiss in there. It's really starting to get hot. I think we've got 2 more days of 100 plus, and it's, you know, I know a lot of you folks are dealing with 120s probably, but this is hard on Montana people. We're just not used to it. I think I saw about midweek we're going to be in the 70s then for quite a while, and that's where we ought to be. 70s, low 80s. We just kind of skipped over that stuff this year. We went from the 60s to the 90s and then into the hundreds, and it was kind of rough on everybody here. But I'm going to get the door shut down, and I've got my fans all going in here, but it really doesn't help much when it gets to be this much heat. But if you would subscribe, if you have subscribed, thank you very much. Thumbs up would be great, and don't forget to hit the bell icon, and they'll notify you the next time I put one up. Hey, thanks for going along on the ride. See you next video.